You are listening to a piece of the Salasin.10 podcast area. You are listening to a piece of the Salasin.10 podcast area.
Since you are early.
Early?
You are early. Some are early, right? It's not early, maybe some people haven't come yet. So what happened is, every team should have a sticky note, whether you're complete or incomplete. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is, if you're complete, you will get a sticker. And to say that you are good to go. So I put 100% here, means that you get a room. Every team is supposed to try to get up to 5. And then you get a special room assigned by our hotel manager. We have a hotel manager. His name is Lee Canwen. So what happened is, after we start the opening ceremony here, and then you get this, and then you go to the pantry, you'll be escorted to a room. Alright? So every team actually gets a room. First come, first serve. So the hotel manager that I mentioned is Lee Canwen. Please remember his face. If he doesn't like you, you will not get a room. Alright? So this is Lee. So Lee will be in pantry area. So where is the pantry area? Anyone knows where's the pantry area?
Well, was it that place outside there?
Okay. So when you walk in from the registration, on the left is the hall, right? You came in left, right? On the right is the pantry. Okay? So my name is Jenna and this is Lee Canwen. So we will give you all more names to remember soon throughout the day. Okay?
Do you need 5 to get a room or 4?
Best. We give 2. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, we are still
Good morning.
discussing.
Are you guys up?
Yeah.
How many of you are morning people here in the room?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay, how many of you need until 12 o'clock, 3 coffees to be somewhat up?
No.
Well, oh, because you're not lifting your hand. How long is it going to take you guys to get the energy?
What?
How many of you guys have already had a team?
More or
Hands
less.
up if you have a team already.
More or less.
More or less, what does that mean?
Because I got 4 lawyers here and 1 developer, so that might be an issue, you see.
Okay, so yes, it will be an issue. So make sure later. So first up today, we're going to be having Daniel to come share about what this hackathon is all about and the information, where do you find a toilet, all of these important information. We're going to be having next up Lee Xiang from Microsoft to answer some tech questions. So if you guys have any questions in regards to tech, we'll have the Microsoft guy on the stage. He's stuck here for 15 minutes. You guys can ask him whatever you want. Following that, we're going to be having our matching session. So for those who have not yet found a room, because you only get a room if you manage to get your team together, we'll be having Jenna from the team. Jenna at the back over there, she's the person to make sure you are matched. Okay? Are we all on point?
Yeah.
So, next up, I want to invite Daniel. Oh, by the way, I'm Pixie. I'm from the team. I'm really looking forward to having you guys here today. This has been a nearly 2 months journey. It's been a bit crazy. We're having a bit of tension, but we're really, really glad we're making this happen today with all of you over here. It wasn't easy at first. We didn't expect to get lawyers and tech guys all in one room without fighting. So let's see what we can do together. Get some really cool ideas. Actually actualize stuff. So please not to take advantage, but really bond with your team and see what we can do next together. So next up, let's give a big round of applause to the guy behind all of this. All this craziness.
Good morning!
Good morning.
Hi guys! Everyone had something to eat yet?
Yeah.
Alright, so my job is pretty simple. Make sure you guys have food, you guys have toilets to use, and you guys have a room to hack in. Alright? Cables, extensions, power banks, you name it, snacks, coffee, no alcohol. You know? Alright, so just want to give you a run through of I think For those who didn't attend pre-hack, just want to summarize essentially what we are here for today. My team and I will see Adeline, Jenna, Pixie, the rest of these awesome people. We started this 2 months ago. Bit crazy. 2 months ago, we wanted to say, let's do a hackathon. Let's put 150 participants and let's see what we can do. Alright? Higher legal tech industry. Alright, what I do is I invest a VC, alright, and the problem is Malaysia doesn't have any legal tech solutions on the ground, basically by startups. So this is what we want to do. We want to get young people, tech, law, students, whoever, and really just come here and hack, essentially that, alright. So this hackathon, just to sum it up, is the first step for the entire legal tech industry to move forward, alright. So, to run through the entire day, what you're going to do is, as Pixie has mentioned, 9:30, essentially after Lee Xiang answers the question, it's a matching session. You guys get into teams, okay? Get into teams, any questions, Jenna, Adeline will put you in there, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, you get a room, alright? In terms of the rooms, we have 30 rooms, so essentially 30 teams. Alright, so 5 per team, that's the preference. But if you have anything else, 2, 3, 4, 5, you have different ones, let us know, we'll sort you out. Either you're sharing a room and whatnot, okay? In terms of lunch, which is more important, we are letting you guys eat at 10, alright? And the hackathon starts at 12. It's going to be at 12 to 12, 24 hours, so you'll be submitting your product tomorrow at 12 PM as well. Mentors, there are 3 sessions. Mentors are comprising of lawyers, techies, as well as business, alright? Some of the investors will be coming and looking at your pitch decks and all that. They'll be able to help you. 3 slots are from 3 PM today, 8 PM today. Tomorrow morning, 8 AM, alright? So how this mentor system works is you need to do a booking. We're not going to let you just run around and just swarm because we already have 6 and there are probably 30 or more teams, alright? So get the booking. Any questions, ask me, and then we'll do the booking for you. Meet the mentors at the selected slots, and dinner will be served at 6. Tomorrow morning breakfast will be served as well. Submissions by 12, everything is done. Then we pitch. So the pitching session tomorrow is at 1 PM. Alright? Oh yeah, just to point out, submissions, just submitting only the pitch deck. Not the MVP, right? You're going to demonstrate the MVP during the pitching round. Pitching round starts at 1 PM tomorrow. Right, so after the entire round of elimination, all that, only top 6 will be selected, and the last pitching session will be at 4 PM. Okay, so 4 PM is the final 6. That's where you gun for the 8,000 ringgit grand prize, 5,000 ringgit for second, and third 3,000 ringgit. All right, guys. So great money, good food. Toilets are at the end there. You need, right? Just walk past it. Smoking area in front of the lift when you came up. Alright? So, any questions so far? Yes? Time. Right, per slot, is it? Yes, later when the matching session starts, we will address all these questions, alright? On the details on the pitch, okay? Any other questions? Stay at the end there. Later you all can follow me. Basically, you walk straight here, you turn there, there will be a sign there, you turn left, okay? Not following. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so other than toilets, later the ushers will help you out. Alright, any other questions? If not, we can just get to the matching already. And Lee Xiang will answer the tech questions. Alright? Alright? Yes.
Alright, guys.
All good?
Cool?
Okay.
You guys so much energy.
Alright.
I don't know.
Guys, think about this. We've been doing this for 2 freaking months. Give us some energy, okay? So next up, we're going to be inviting Lee Xiang. We're going to be inviting Lee Xiang, who's at the back. Give him a big round of applause for Microsoft. He's on stage. He's not going anywhere. How many of you guys are tech people here? Or consider yourself as tech people? Okay.
Why are they not making noise? They're normally the noisiest bunch ever at hackathons.
Okay, since we're setting up, how many of you guys have attended a hackathon before?
Yeah, 4.
How many of you guys have won a hackathon before?
1.
Okay, you guys know who to look for team matching right now.
Hey, wait, I already got a team.
Morning everyone. Morning.
Morning.
Saturday. Is this how you expected your Saturday to be?
Yes.
Sorry I missed your survey. Just very quick run through again. Tech people. Wow. Good. This is the right audience. Okay, so do you want me to present? Or do you want to straight go to Q&A?
Q&A.
Q&A. Q&A. 1 second. Yeah.
I have a question for the Q&A.
You have questions for the Q&A. So like, how
Can I ask?
One moment. I'm going to do a quick introduction of myself. So my name is Lee Xiang. I'm the technical architect for Microsoft Asia Pacific. Generally, I cover the 9 countries.
We are the lawyers. So we bring you some experts comprising a lot from half from the organizing committee. Hey, you're talking still. You're talk, I stop. I run so many events, you understand. Okay, so everyone, this session is going to be really tight because we're back to mentor session. As you know, right, we have a mentor session that is from
3 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
So the mentor session, the booking starts at 2 p.m. sharp. This table. Okay? Whoever wants to snatch a mentor, they're coming from 3 to 5. So your booking starts at 2 p.m. Your mentors will be coming from 3 to 5 p.m. So do you know who your mentors are?
Not yet.
Okay, so we have Hidayah from Tar College. We have Anne from Southdale. So she has a corporate experience, by the way, in-house counsel. So Anne, we have Hui-Wen. Hui-Wen is up on stage. So later we'll get to know her. We have John. John is, so he's going to be a mentor from 3 to 5. Tony is not here yet, right? So Tony is a VC investor. And we have Ashwin. Is Ashwin here? Okay, so, but Microsoft is sitting behind. If you need to hunt for Ashwin, please ask them where's Ashwin. Lisa, you're mentoring also, right? Yeah, so you met Lisa in the morning. He was giving a bit of brief on Microsoft background. So Lisa, Microsoft team is behind that. So this is from 3 to 5 p.m. today. Remember, first come, first serve. Every team only gets 1 5-minute, 15-minute. Okay? So now that we are ready, everyone, are you ready? Okay, the panel session, they are ready. So these panel sessions that we put on, they're all actually real lawyers. So unlike me, I'm not a real lawyer anymore. Okay? So real lawyer means what? Okay? They actually graduate from a law degree. They actually go to bar. They are actually a qualified advocate and solicitor today. So they actually can go to court and represent someone, right? So put your hands together to this panel session. So how this is going to work is like that. They all will tell their name, their brief background, and what they think about the legal system or problem statements. Very brief one. I think we're doing around 2-3 minutes each person. We go very quickly. Then you get to see the different perspectives. So we have corporate law, litigation, running a law firm, being part of a big law firm. So you have different perspectives. The second part we're going to do is we're going to do a Q&A. So general Q&A. But we also have a mini Q&A where you don't want to tell everyone your fancy idea, then you snatch one mentor or panel session. Alright? Are we cool with that?
Okay.
Shall we start now? So I'm going to let Faris start first. Faris is also a mentor, but for the later session, 8 to 10 p.m.
Clearly, I didn't get the memo. The 10:30. Hi, my name is Faris. I run a law firm called Farisha and Partners. So I started in 2015 when I was 26. At the age of 26, I left one of the top 10 law firms to start my own practice. And today we're 14 people. And we managed to do that because we leverage a lot on tech. And so I'm here today to tell you some of the problems we face. And maybe you can come up with a solution. So one of the things that I think until today makes it very, very difficult to mobilize any form of tech in my firm is education, actually. So this year we started a lot of education program for the staff, because I will tell you, most of them will put in their CV, everybody will do this, they will put in their CV, I know how to use Microsoft Word, Excel and PowerPoint. Everybody will do that, but none of them is telling the truth. All they know how to do is open it, mash the keyboard, Ctrl-Shift-S. That's it. That's the reality of it. Nobody knows how to, if you open a PowerPoint, nobody knows how to use transition, nobody knows how to use hyperlink, nobody knows how to maximize the features that's available on that system. My Excel sheet is underutilized. Everybody just know how to use the calculator feature and how to build a basic calculator. That's it. So when we maximize the utility of all this technology, a lot of them use it to solve their day-to-day administrative problems, their day-to-day work. I'll tell you, one simple solution I taught them was mail merge. And suddenly they were like, oh my god, I figured out how to solve 10 problems with
Okay,
mail.
next. It's like a pitch, you know? Now the panel is pitching to you. Next, Willen.
Hi everyone, my name is Hui Wen. I'm a practicing lawyer at one of the biggest and oldest law firms in Malaysia. I shall not name my firm, but I shall just tell you that I do litigation and arbitration, and I specialize in commercial land and public law disputes. Okay, some of you might wonder, what is arbitration? So arbitration is a form of alternative dispute resolution. Because traditionally, when you want to resolve disputes, you go to courts. You have your disputes judged by a judge in court, and you can't choose who's your judge. But with arbitration, parties agree as to where they can resolve their disputes. So do they want to resolve their dispute by way of an institutional arbitration with, let's say, institutions like the Asian International Arbitration Center, the IAC, or the Singapore International Arbitration Center, they can do so. Or they can choose to go ad hoc, which is, you can choose which rules to apply. So arbitration is just a form of resolving proceedings in a very private and confidential manner, whereas with litigation, it's public. Records are accessible by anybody applying to search for them and paying a certain search fee. So in terms of my areas, because I do litigation arbitration in a big firm, we tend to have big clients, and with that, big files. So do talk to me if you have any...
So this is how it feels like to be a hackathon, guys.
Yeah, so do talk to me if you have any ideas or concerns about law firm practice and also dispute resolution in particular. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, Amanda.
Hi everyone, my name is Amanda. I work in a rather big law firm, and I specialize in corporate law, specifically corporate finance, mergers, acquisitions, and foreign direct investment. So in my daily practice, I think one of the major concerns that I face as a lawyer, I can go to court, but I don't go to court. But what I do a lot of is review documents. And one of the concerns that I have and I face when I review documents is that it's very voluminous. So a lot of my work involves me having to pile or comb through hundreds of pages of documents. And for me, it's very time-consuming. I can take a few hours just to read one doc. So for me, it's about wanting to save time as a lawyer, finding the keywords that I need in the document and delivering them to the client in a concise and efficient manner. And that's the struggle that we face today, because most of the times we do everything manually. So yeah, another thing that I also face is we, again, a lot of the government authorities do things manually. So when things are done manually, the concern with that is that you take a lot of time because you have to call them, meet them personally to get the documents that you want from them as well. And for me, again, it's the same issue. I want things to be fast, I want things to be efficient. So for me, everything is about time saving and just finding ways to be more efficient. But that's something that we still don't have in place today. So just sharing the two problems that I currently face. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Peiwen. I do arbitration as well. But my focus will be mainly in construction arbitrations. So it involves a lot of documents, like boxes of documents. In one of the issues that I faced just a couple of days ago, because arbitration is different from court, so they basically can submit documents anytime. And if you think about big scale construction projects, it's about like a 3 to 4 years projects, and you come to have disputes at the end of the project. So you have to look back the documents like since day one. And one of the difficulties my client face is the difficulties in locating the documents, the letters, the architect's instructions, and everything, the drawings. Because most of the time they didn't really compartmentalize or organize their documents. So when things come, so they have to look for particular letters maybe in regards to delay or any kind of defects. And it's very difficult for them to pinpoint because there are so many letters and site units or whatever things that they have to submit to us. For us, the difficulties is looking through at all those documents and prepare for our hearing, our trial, cross-examinations and things like that. So we have to know where exactly the documents are, and like in seconds of time, we have to take out our documents and show the witness, this is the document. So we need to have a very good system for us to summarize all the documents and be able to locate them and refer them. I think this is one of the biggest challenges I'm facing.
Thank you, Peiwen. Next is Melissa.
Hi guys, I'm Melissa. I run a small law firm. I do litigation, litigation and conveyancing mostly, and I do face the challenges that was mentioned before. Because these are very common problems that I hope that we can solve in this hackathon. But one thing that I am very interested in as well is access to justice, and also ways to present and collect evidence. So in litigation, we do have very stringent evidence law, and one thing that I feel that Lawtech can help is in ways that admissible evidence. So for example, can we serve course papers via WhatsApp and Facebook?
Can you explain what is course papers?
Oh, so course papers are documents that you draft for the court to talk with regards to your claim and your defense and things like that. So back to my question about whether or not course papers can be served by WhatsApp and Facebook. So these things are new so-called postal or communication services, and this have to be addressed by the judiciary. So I am interested in this kind of problems because there are products that are looking into these problems as well, and it will greatly help lawyers because those evidence is not disputable when you use tag, for example, geotagging. Yeah. So
okay, awesome. So now that you know that our lawyer's background, experience, and maybe it may be related to your issues or solutions, is there any questions that you want to throw to any of them? Please state your question very briefly and who you want to address it to, or you can open it to the floor. Any questions? Yes, one. Please stand up and say your name.
I'm Louis. I'm also a lawyer. I have one question for the people at the table. Thanks. I have one question for the people from the big firms and one question from Melissa. Okay, the first question being, for the big law firms, there are already solutions that review contracts such as Kira or I don't know, you can Google and a bunch of them. What's stopping you from using these platforms? And for Melissa, I come from a paper-based law firm. What if you've been in a similar situation before? What's stopping you from going from a paper-based law firm to a paperless firm? Thank you.
So before the panel, so I'm going to be the lawyer now, protecting my panel. Before the lawyers are going to answer anything, please take note that their opinions are based on their experience and their insights. It's not, they are all not judges, so I'm going to be lawyering you all now. They are all not judges, they are just sharing their experience or their views. It is up to each team member or teams to prioritize which you want to take in and which you don't want to take in or implement, alright? So everyone clear? So disclaimer done. It's up to you to decide what you want to take in, okay? Awesome? So anyone, and Melissa, anyone will answer that question? Quick ones.
I come from a big law firm, so I will try to answer your question. If I got it correctly, you're asking why big law firms do not already utilize the programs that are available out there, is that right? My personal view lah, yes. Because there are people from my law firm here, so I have to. Yes. I think the issue with a lot of law firms, and at least in particular mine, is that lawyers are very traditional to a certain extent. And when you come from big firms, at least the way mine is structured, we have a lot of red tape that we have to go through. And if the higher levels do not approve or are not keen on taking on a certain idea, you just won't get it passed through. In fact, we have tried pushing to the top about, I think, a program called Luminance, but so far it's still in the very early stages because they are very resistant to it. And I think the issue there is that lawyers are not open to change, or at least they're quite resistant to change. And again, the next factor is cost. So big firms, very high overhead cost. That's the fact. So again, these kind of programs they want to take it, although it's beneficial and useful, they also have to consider how much they're already paying to all the staff that they have. So these kind of things, while it may be very useful to have, they might as well just utilize or burn the stuff that they currently have to the ground to do whatever they're currently doing now. So that's why I think we face these kind of certain challenges. It's there, but maybe not accessible to it.
To add on Amanda's point, resistance could also mean procedural resistance, means you need approval committee among partners. So please take note of that.
Yeah. I echo what Amanda said about red tape. Essentially, I also come from a big law firm, and the way it's run, I understand with different big law firms, it's different. There could be just one managing partner supported by senior partners, whereas in my firm, we are run by committees, and then there's one exco on top. So essentially, you have to go through the channels, the correct channels, with the correct persons, getting an approval all the way to here, and then channels all the way down. The other is the resistance to change is not just from management alone. It's also from the lawyers, the staff, because they are very used to doing things in a certain way. And they said, I've been doing this thing this way for all my life in this firm, and yet you come in here and try to disrupt the way I work. So people are not open to that because they are uncomfortable to changes. And with all this technology, it makes people who are of a different generation, the older generation, very uncomfortable. So this is why we cannot receive a lot of buy-in from management and the staff because of this fear. The second question we should ask is about, personally, would I go paperless? I would love to. I would really love to, because I can't imagine hauling documents and documents to court and to everywhere I go for meetings. But for us, in litigation especially, we cannot go without paper yet at this point. I think the judiciary has done a tremendous job in trying to make things electronic and paperless. So for example, when we file documents, we don't have to file the manual papers first. We can do the e-filing and then come up with manual later. We just put in the cost papers later or submissions in hard paper later. But for me, sometimes I find that with e-services or paperless things is that if I don't have electricity on that day, if I'm out of battery, or for whatever reason there's a technical failure, I have nothing to rely on. And at least with manual or paper documents, Okay, it's bulky, it's heavy, it's unsightly, but I still have them with me. And of course, there are challenges in terms of locating the right documents, but if I'm very familiar with them, I'm able to locate them because I have an index, or I'm just familiar, I just know what to locate. So sometimes it's what we wish is to make it easier, but sometimes there are certain difficulties and challenges that we face. So I hope that answers your questions.
I think one of the biggest challenges, of course, they face is management buy-in. And when I make a decision to adopt a particular technology, the first thing I will look at is ROI. If the cost does not justify the investment, it's going to be it's not going to be worth it. Then I'm mobilizing a return on investment. So the calculation is this: if I'm going to spend 80 ringgit a month, how much man-hour I can save, and how much that man-hour can be converted into fees. That's how I do my maths before I mobilize anything. So I will tell you a lot of the tech that is available, which comes from overseas, usually has an ROI of about 7 to 8 years. That means I need to work using that system 7 to 8 years before I can get back my money. Then I start making profit. So by that time, most of those techs will be obsolete. That's why it's very tough to find a curated solution for local market. That's why you guys are here, so that you can build something curated for the local market, but you must take into account the ROI. If you don't, then nobody's going to adopt your tech because it's going to be too expensive and it doesn't make sense for them to use it.
Can you repeat the question? Mine is what is stopping me from going paperless, is it?
Do you have a file management system, and if you don't, what's stopping you?
Oh, okay. I want to give a tip first with their answers just now. So for lawyers, like a lot of lawyers, they go by the phrase of don't fix what is not broken. Yeah. So like EFS, Ifalin has been here for years, but a lot of law firms, even my previous law firm, did not want to use it like fully. So only this year when it was forced upon lawyers by stakeholders, which is the judiciary, that we were forced to use it. That's why, so you guys can look into that. I do have a CMS system, but it is like with free services. Yeah, it is not. I don't use like those softwares or programs or whatever. I use my own cloud-based service, and by using Microsoft Excel and things like that. My law firm, I run a very portable and electronic-based law firm. I think I'm actually go very paperless actually. Yeah, but everyone is right. We will definitely need paper for litigation. Yeah.
Okay, so do you have more questions? Okay, so sorry, you cannot use already, your turn. Okay, so one question, one quick one only, No, only one.
So, for big law firms, for the lawyers, is there any limit for your procurement or claim limit? And what is your KPI measured? Is it through how many you can earn?
Okay, so hold that thought, okay? Who else has questions? We're collecting all now. Who raised your hand? No, you cannot use already, sorry. You all don't have questions? So you have two types of Q&A. One is you can go them personally and go to them. Do you have any more general questions? Oh, very secretive, very competitive, Alright, so maybe big firms, experience with big firms, and then we wrap up.
Sorry, I just want to clarify the first question. You say procurement limit, what do you mean? And then I claim back from my firm. Okay.
Because we are trying to use that for you to claim, to buy our services.
I see. Okay. Okay, just to answer the claim limit, I think it depends on the law firm. Some law firms allow you to buy things and then you can claim. Some law firms do not allow you to do that because they just don't have that perk or that benefit to you. So if, for example, if I want to buy books on my own and incur 1,000, it's my own choice. Whereas certain firms, they have like certain allowances like clothing allowance or education allowance which you can use. So it's based on the firm practice. The second part is about KPIs. Okay, I can't disclose the nitty-gritty because then I would be in a lot of trouble and you will not see me anymore. Just joking. Okay, I think KPIs for lawyers in big law firms, it's all about billable hours. And just to explain to you guys, billable hours is not me clocking in at 8:30 and clocking out at 5:30 and then say, whoa, that's 8 hours of work, that's 8 hours of fees. No, it's not, because billable hours would be hours which you can bill to your client, which they would pay for. So for example, if I'm chit-chatting with my friend in the 8 hour, that's not billable. If let's say I am binding documents, compiling certain documents, that is not billable. What is billable would be things like researching, but to a certain extent, if that is allowed or agreed upon in the letter of engagement with the client. Drafting opinions, drafting course papers, attending court. But then again, when I attend court, sometimes I have to wait for my turn, right, for case management or hearing. For some clients, that waiting time is not billable. They only want you to bill the actual time or something. And then for some clients, the traveling time to court is not billable. Whereas for some, yeah, that's billable because you are doing your work in a way. So I think a lot of it as to billable or not billable based on the agreement with the client, always best to clarify that. And then generally for KPIs, for big firms, apart from billable hours, would be what sort of contribution you have done for the firm, non-financial contribution. So like for us, if you give a talk, you write an article, that is also part of your KPI. So it's more balanced KPI that way.
Time, very strict timekeeper. I'm training you all for hackathon, okay? So we're gonna do now a different session. I will allocate each of them into a table, and then you can go to different experience and ask personal questions. Is that alright? Yes? You have a question? Oh, okay.
You get to come here and show your
Yes. So Microsoft side.
Yeah, afternoon everyone. My name is Lee Xiang and I'm from Microsoft. So as we're hearing your comments and your questions around feedback from the lawyers in front, we would like to share one case studies here as how we sort of picture the ROI in terms of using technology. So how many of you are familiar with pilots? How many of you fly the AirAsia before? Right. So in the essence of pilots, when they fly an aeroplane, they actually need to carry a whole bag of flight manual, which consists of the specifications of the plane and their flight directions and all those. So it weighs up to a few kilograms of documents which they bring up. So what technology helped them essentially is they move from this whole paper-based bag document and they put it onto a tablet. Right? So when they put it on a tablet, essentially what they have, all the ROIs that is the saving rate on an aeroplane, and that translates to fuel cost saving. There is a very huge amount of fuel cost saving. I won't be able to declare what it is, but in terms of the fuel saving, it helps a lot. For the pilots to actually search out the specifications, it's so much faster. There's of course challenge around what kind of tablet the battery use and in case battery dies. But weighing between that technology challenge and the benefit they get out both as a pilot and the company, it weighs more than the small technical challenge that it has. So for the teams here, I think this is around how we look not just about cutting people off the company, but how you putting that technology helps to like increase the billable hours or some other ways around that. Right? It might reduce on one side, but it increase the profit from another side. Alright? Thank you.
Melissa will be sitting here. Yeah.
Give something there.
We have so many of those cases like emergency, housing, emergency. Older people fall. We have a number of different
Yeah, and our friend always covers the very text. Yeah, he was. Oh, yes.
Good afternoon. Hi.
Good afternoon.
Okay, we are from Team 64, only because we didn't have enough time to change the name of our room, so we're just going to use the name of our room as the name of our team, from Team 64.
Fantastic.
All right. So everyone here is a proponent of the whole, the legal tech developments that's happening around the world. But the sad thing is, here in Malaysia, there's still a lot of issues with that, and the issues here stem from the regulators. So I have no doubt that everyone here at this hackathon today has amazing ideas, winning ideas. And a lot of these ideas have been coming in from outside of Malaysia, but they just can't get into our industry. So our idea today is not so much something completely new, something completely innovative. It's opening the doors for that revolution to happen. Because we are tackling not a law firm, we're not tackling business, not tackling venture capitals, we're tackling the regulators themselves. And we're introducing this prototype called the 8 Turning. So the 8 Turning is a free-to-use legal knowledge app that helps the public get immediate feedback on issues. We've linked it down to family, bankruptcy, employment law for now, but however it will definitely increase as the days go by, and other legal queries. So it's not a legal advice app, it's just kind of a knowledge sharing app because, well, that's the way to go, and basically this is what the government wants to do as well. So it kind of fits into the government incentives. Now, our focus here, as I mentioned, is the legal aid department and the legal aid clinics. I'm not sure if you want to run through what they mean, but basically the legal aid department is under the Ministry of the Prime Minister's department, so that's under the government, and the legal aid clinic is under the Bar Council. So I'll run you through the app as we go along. Nicholas, maybe you can go a bit closer to the judges.
All right.
Yeah, you can just put it in the center.
Sure.
So the app actually has 3 stages.
Turn left. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
So we be hard here.
Nice.
So. First, you come to this welcome screen, and then you got a family problem, and then I have a divorce to file, and you only provide current provisions for non-Muslim for this prototype. And I've been married for more than 2 years, and there's an agreement question here. It's kind of like a web visit as well.
Yeah.
So then we file a single petition, and there's some terms and conditions, and then there'll be this prompt here.
Okay, so that is stage 1 of that. This is actually everything that's happening in the legal aid department, the legal aid clinics right now. They do physical interviews, that's what's happening. And from those physical interviews, they actually segregate, or they tell you, okay, you fit the means test, okay, your particular problem, we can take it out. So that's what's going to happen here. We give you some legal, preliminary legal advice. So actually everything we're doing is happening right now. We're just putting it up on a portal, but that's only stage 1. Stage 2 is actually information capturing and reporting. So this is where it gets to stage 3 as well. It kind of interlinks. Stage 2, if you fit the means test, that means you're based on your financial capabilities, you can afford actual legal advice. Your information that's captured in this survey, it's a more detailed questionnaire, will actually go to the various legal aid bodies. But if you do not fit that means test, then we'll link you to other legal practitioners out there based on area of expertise as well as geography. So this actually attacks quite a few issues that have risen due to current problems in the legal aid system, which is underfunding, understaffed, non-accessibility, feedback processing is slow, all these issues. is tackled through here. So maybe you can show the feedback capture.
Yeah, I've already went through and selected. So once you select,
Yes.
then it ends with this screen, and you will send an email of a report to the appropriate law agencies by individual lawyers. So this is the email that they will get, a report that they fill out the form with, and it's PDPA compliant, and then after that they can follow up from there.
We've done all the terms and conditions.
Yeah.
And this is our little logo, just to wrap it up. 3 main key features, of course. There's a possibility to expand. There's a scalability there. Basically, this, as I said, it's, yeah, okay. That's fine.
Thank you.
All right.
Can you share a bit about your team?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. We didn't have time earlier, so maybe we can start with you guys, or
Legal background, or
Yeah.
just quickly, just 20 seconds?
Just quickly.
Okay. I'm a law student. You
Yeah. So basically two of us are lawyers.
Lawyers?
Yeah, we are
Okay.
lawyers. We have been through this legal aid, legal aid system.
Yeah.
So that's why we know the problems already.
Alright.
Yeah.
And yourself?
Yourself?
Yeah, I'm a web developer of 10 over years of experience.
How did they find you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yourself?
I do knowledge management, but I'm legally trained. Yeah.
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 So you just met here?
Yes.
Or you knew each other before that?
A few of us know each other before, but
Yeah.
some of us we
Yeah.
met.
I only met them at the pre-hackathon.
Yeah.
So, are you launching tomorrow? After the hackathon?
Depending on what the regulators say,
Yeah.
of course, because we're trying to slot this in as a kind of a regulator initiative. So it has to be government funded, and from there only then we can kind of roll it out and get law firms to
Because
support.
I think like as we currently understand, like these kind of e-discovery, like finding lawyers, connecting to lawyers, like there have been people like who have tried to do this, and the bar council have been like scrutinizing it. So we don't just want to be another kind of like a platform which is being scrutinized and like, oh, we can't do this, we can't do that.
Yeah.
So instead of like trying to beat them, why not join them and like go hand in hand with the bar council and being regulated. And it's a proper means of like people getting proper legal advice as well as like knowing where to find lawyers.
We don't want to threaten them, we want to incentivize them. Each of them has a different incentive, we understand that, and this is kind of that bridge between each different stakeholder in the legal industry, and that's what we are all about. Yeah.
You mentioned different people trying to do this, but it didn't really work. What do you think? What is it that will make this one work?
This one is more, our focus is towards the knowledge part rather than the e-discovery part. So basically, people can actually come into this app to actually learn more about not only the law itself, the practical steps to be done before engaging the expert itself. So by learning all of it, then only the e-discovery things comes along.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you really need bar council to say yes for you to proceed tomorrow?
Well, I think like in the sense that for our main aim as well, for access to justice, it is about people who cannot afford the kind of like legal fees.
And it's in the same line with what Bar Council wants to do as well. So it's better to get them to be in it, to be in the same vision as us, so that we can, maximize what we have rather than, being against them and have to go against them. We might as well just be with them on this.
Because this is for the public, we want to get public confidence and we need their stamp of approval. I mean,
So there's no government funding, we will still proceed. Without government funding, we will still proceed.
To be honest, I would say this should be a government initiative because it helps them, help the social welfare development. That's what we're all about.
We are more curious on your plan B.
Oh, our plan B.
Basically, Bar Council can be able to help in that sense as well. Because Bar Council, the LAC is done by Bar Council.
Yes.
It's funded by the lawyers. So if the government is, Plan A is not really working, we can pitch it to Bar Council.
It's a new Malaysia.
Yeah.
We're pitching on
Or we can propose a collaboration, so both of them can help us so that they won't have to have to bear with the cost one person. So you can bear it together.
Platform are you building?
Yeah, the application is currently built on PHP, JavaScript, the web platform, and is hosted on a dedicated server. Yeah, and It is a mobile web app.
Dedicated as in hosted for a third party or your own infrastructure or a public cloud?
It's a third party private cloud. Yeah.
Third party private cloud?
Yes, yes.
How do you ensure that it's a compliant in terms of the PDPA?
The third party provider already has compliance with the PDPA. They have papers published there, and I've already called them up and they are in compliance with the PDPA. I've used them before for private data. My organization also uses them. So we are also compliant with PDPA.
Okay, just feedback.
Yeah.
PDPA is only relevant when you're in a transaction. If there's no transaction, PDPA is not relevant.
I see.
So if you're not monetizing the information from a particular person, you're not in a commercial transaction, you're okay with PDPA. Your third-party provider needs to be concerned because they're engaging. You're going to be paying them something, so there's a commercial transaction that's there. Yeah, so just to have that clear, just speak something.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you.
That was a piece of the Salasin.10 podcasterium. It is hoped that you have enjoyed it. If you have any issues, please feel free to leave a comment through any of the channels. That was a piece of the Salasin.10 podcasterium. It is hoped that you have enjoyed it. If you have any issues, please feel free to leave a comment through any of the channels.